All right, I'm Michael from GuitarGate.com, and this is the Learn the Song series. And if you're not familiar, this is not a note-for-note breakdown of what you'll find on the record. This is a guitar lesson for people that are in bands, and a cover band approach. So when you go to practice and they're like, dude, did you learn the song? You can say, yes, I learned the song. That is what this channel is all about. So we talk about the feel, the form, where the hits are, how to solo over stuff, and how to figure out different parts if you have multiple instruments in the band, stuff that is or is not on the record, right? So how do you capture the essence of that tune? And if you like this concept and you like these videos, please subscribe. I really appreciate your support. And tell your friends, and as always, you can drop a hashtag Learn the Song in the comments, and I will add your song to the list if you want to see how I would approach this if I were in a cover band trying to tackle that song. So let's jump in. Now this one, Harder to Breathe by Maroon 5, is a cool song because it's going to have a different feel than a lot of your songs that are already in your set. And if you pull it off correctly, the dance floor is going to reward you. It just is, because it's a slow, super heavy groove that is really hard to pull off. So if you have it in the right spot in your set and the dance floor is just packed and you want to throw in something different that really like locks the whole crowd in and you want to see them just go bananas, if you guys can pull this off and really groove huge, the dance floor is absolutely going to reward you. So I would try doing this song, and you might think, oh, it's really simple. It's just that little lick, and it's a slow groove, but it's really hard. And if you see bands try this, if you go on YouTube and you search covers of this, you'll see that a lot of bands don't really capture that mojo that you see Maroon 5 get when you see their live stuff, because it's hard to groove slow. And the key to that is the key to this song. That is subdividing into 16th notes. This song is not a fast song. So whenever you have slow songs with big grooves, not slow songs like ballad where it's loose, but slow songs and the whole band hits together, the whole band is hitting licks, the best thing you can do is everybody in the band subdivide these big hits and the feel for it into very small increments. And if you work on the precise little increments, the feel of the tune in the silence, right? The little pieces, when you come together, you're going to come together in the same unified way. And I know that might sound very abstract, but it's actually pretty simple. This is in 16th notes. If you listen to the hi-hat, you listen to the ride, depending on the part of the tune, this song is felt in 16th notes, but they're not straight 16th notes. They're kind of swung a little bit, and what that means is, they're kind of more organic. It's not that. That's how it looks like on paper, but it feels, right? Where like every other one is accentuated, right? And if you get that feel right, where you can stop thinking in straight rhythm, and you can start feeling like where you can feel it here in your head where the kick would be, where the snare would be, and you can start thinking in terms of different volumes, not just the ridded 1E end to 2E end to 3E end to, then you'll feel more loose hitting this groove. And so that's the key to this song. I know that that's kind of hard to verbalize, but subdividing your rhythms is the key to groove. That is the absolute key. So if everybody in the band can just think about 16th notes going through here, and count internally as their own internal feel. In 16th notes, everybody's just 1E end, 2E end, 3E end, 4E end. You're going to see that everybody's going to come in with the that lick's impossible if you're not keeping in your head like, even though you're not playing that, that's what you have to hear in your head. And that's how the song starts. Let's jump in. It starts with an 8 count on the snare. And And then there's that lick. And all that is this is C sharp minor pentatonic. This whole tune is based around C sharp minor. So this is the 2nd and 4th fret on the 6th, 5th, and 4th strings. You got B to C sharp, do it again, hit a G sharp, that's your 5th, B to C sharp, you're walking over, G sharp, B, C sharp, E, F sharp. So that's your minor 3rd and your 4. So everything in here is, you have a root, flat 7, 5, minor 3rd, and 4. And so that's the lick. Sped it up a little bit to save some time. Now the key here is that it starts. You have the drums come in with the snare, you do that, and it's 4 times. And it's just one guitar and vocals, right? No bass, nothing else. Then on the 4th time, so the 2nd time he does that slide up, everybody grabs that. If you listen to the record, you watch him do it live, it just really crushes into that 2nd verse when everybody comes in on that huge. So again, snare kicks it off, just vocals and guitar. On the 4th time, right, everybody grab that little lead in, the drums, bass, 2nd guitar, and then there's the 2nd half of the 1st verse, which is 4 more stanzas. And if you have 2 guitars, have one do the lick and one keep the 16th notes with the scratching. And again, same way you're subdividing in your ear and you're thinking, not in straight rhythm where it's just, try to make it a little more groovy. Where it feels a little more like there's accentuation. And when you do that, you're going to naturally start to swing. And if everybody in the band just uses their ears, that's going to carry you through the rest of the song. All right, so when you're leaving the verse, when at the end of I guess it's the 8th time, right, at the end of the last part of the verse, there's a hit. And that hit is on 3. So it's, and then there's a 2-bar break. Again, you're thinking 3E and a 4E and a, and everybody comes in with 1 on the chorus. Huge on the chorus. And again, this is everybody in the band. Now we're playing C sharp minor, G sharp, B minor, F sharp. Now typically you would think you'd find a B major there, right? But you don't. This is, every time they play this song, I'm like, oh, that's really a B minor there? But yeah, it really is. Because it's not uncommon for in a minor key to have a major 5 and a major 4 because it has that, it demands that resolution. The 5, that major 3rd in the 5 chord really wants to resolve up a half step. So it's not uncommon in minor keys for the 5 to be major. So typically you'd think if you go to the flat 7, it'd be B, but it's B minor. And I love that they do this because it doesn't stay in a key, it doesn't fit the normal protocol, but it's just awesome. And again, if it sounds good, it's good. So this is a good example of that. Now the only tricky thing in the chorus here is you got that rhythm, everybody's got to lock into it, but in between each one, there are little licks. The first one is just E, F sharp, E, F sharp. The second one, it E, F sharp, E, F sharp, E. And the last one, it does this little, out of the box thing. It goes G, F sharp, E, right? And then they all end back on the C sharp. So I play a little quick for you, so what it sounds like. And then it goes into what I call the post-chorus, where it does the harder and harder to breathe. And it's important that everybody in the band doesn't just lock on to the, but but they get those bottom licks too. And remember, they're 3, and they're distinctly different. One ends on F sharp, one ends on E, right? But it's just E and the F sharp. But the third one grabs that G, F sharp, and then the E. It's a very, very cool thing that happens. Then, when it goes to that post-chorus spot, right? It's just the vocals and that breathing part. There's no guitars, except it comes in that one hit during C sharp in between, because there's 2 of those post-choruses, and it comes right back in, and then it's the second half of the song. And you want to do like a little slide with the drum fill. If you listen to the record, you watch them do it live, it'll be very clear what I'm talking about now, to kind of cue the rest of the band to come in. Okay, then for the second half of the song, it does the same thing. It comes right back into the verse, but the verse is only 4 times. Still got that same hit, and then it goes into the chorus. Chorus is identical, with the exception is that there's an upper harmony on the vocals, which you can hit if you're brave, but it sounds like an octave. It's way up there, right? Adam's probably overdubbing it. I don't know if anybody else in the band is actually singing that. And then it goes into the post-chorus thing again, right? And the only difference here is that instead of being quiet and having no guitar for both times through, the guitar plays the first time through, and then it's quiet the second before it breaks to go into solo. And what the guitar is playing is the underlying harmony that you hear. That, is there anyone out there that's getting harder and harder to breathe? It's that C sharp minor to the 5 chord, which is G sharp. It's the that's that movement right there. All I'm doing there is I'm playing the root and the flat 3, so the C sharp and E of C sharp, and that is the major 3rd and the 5th of G sharp. So if you have 2 guitar players, you could grab those in different places if you want. Now comes the solo, and the solo is cool because it's 8 bars, or just 8 times through the form, and it is a vamp on C sharp. And the key is just for everybody to groove huge. The drums, bass, and the rhythm guitar player to just get all those hits, keep the 16th note scratches, just make it big. And then for the guitar player, right, it's interesting because really if you listen and you watch a bunch of the live stuff, there's some stuff he kind of does, but this is one of those rare opportunities where your job as a guitar player is to create dissonance and to create this sour, just atonal mess, right? There's no melody in here. There's no, there's no memorable line. It is just creating the sound of confusion. And it's rare to get an opportunity to just make noise like that. So if you're in C sharp, C sharp minor, I mean, bust some licks, but for the most part, let stuff ring out. I'm just making up random stuff, but in the context of the band, where the band is just holding C sharp strong, right? So C sharp is not going anywhere. That's like your pedal tone, and you can create a lot of noise around that C sharp. Do some chromatic stuff, let it ring out, do some big bends, just make a lot of noise. I don't really know another better way to explain it. This isn't like solo in this type of thing. This is a make noise type of thing. And then when you come out, right? When you come out of it, make sure the whole band builds. It's that 3-enda, 4-enda that the drummer's going to come out on, go into the last chorus. Make sure everybody in the band, again, you can do it all on C sharp, or you can figure out a little lick that you all do together. Just make sure everybody is just, everybody gets that. And then the end of the song, it's the same thing. You finish through the chorus, the 3rd chorus, you have the same licks, it has the same high harmonies, and then at the very, very end, it does that post-chorus thing, 3 times, right? And you kind of stagger out. First one with the guitars like you did on the second time you went through the pre-chorus. Then the next one you kind of have silence, just the guitar and the vocals. And then on the last one, maybe just let the chords ring out and let just the vocals come in and have everybody end with just those big hits. And that's the song. So remember, these are the key takeaways, right? Subdivide in 16th notes. Get everybody to feel that. That's how you're going to keep time in the gaps. That's how you're going to groove harder. That's how you're going to feel that swing. That's crucial. When you guys are silent, be silent. When it's time for everybody to hit those licks together, those little bass runs in the chorus, there's 3 distinct ones. Make sure everybody does the same one at the same time. So verbalize and talk about that. When you go into the solo, this is a hard vamp. It is just a hard 1-chord vamp. Just super groove with the rhythm section, and then have the guitar player on top. Literally, just make noise. Make it as dissonant as humanly possible. This is really going to create an intense resolution. When everybody comes out of that chorus, they hit that 3E end, a 4E end of build together, and hammer back into the full chorus. Finish the chorus out. You have 3 of those post-chorus things at the end. Have the first one be big, the second one start to trickle down, and the third one be basically just vocals, and end with the ba-dun, and you're going to crush this tune. I want to go play this. This is a good one. Thanks for hanging out for this song, and if you like this, please subscribe and drop a hashtag learn in the comments into the questions and with a song you'd like to see me break down. And I really appreciate your support. And if you haven't gone over yet to guitargate.com, you can check it out. It's a website we made where you can actually post videos for me to review as your instructor. So it's more than just the YouTube. We actually get to exchange back and forth with me and the other peers in the school. It's a very cool thing, and I'd love to know what you think. Anyway, go out there, add this to your set, crush it.